seems like AI is everywhere now. We're all doomed, AI will replace you, blah blah blah. But honestly, despite the title, I don't even really want this video to be about AI. I want it to be about the other part, the real art, and why I truly don't think that AI will ever replace it. This is my grandaunt and the creator of all these art pieces. She's a painter, a sculptor and a photographer. I think we can all agree that she's pretty much the definition of a real artist. And in this video she's the example and how I'm going to prove that real art is not going anywhere. My theory is quite simple. It's not so much the art that makes art art, but the story of the process of the artist that makes it go from just pretty to real art. In other words, the story of the artist and how the art was made matters just as much as the actual art itself. And why is that? Because behind every piece of art there is pain. There is an artist whose suffering made a painting like this, which is pretty, turn into a piece of real art. Hear me out, I promise I'm going somewhere with this. Look at this painting. You probably just think, yeah, that's a nice picture. And it is, but it's so much more than that. It was painstakingly painted by these very hands, not for views, not for money, but because of a deep passion that calls to creation. Passion, by the way, a word from Latin which means to suffer. My grandaunt and her twin sister were born in India, and at just 17 she left, all alone, to live in England. From there she traveled the world, sailing through the Atlantic, earning just enough to keep on living. It seems like both her and her sister have had an unfair amount of pain. She suffered from tongue cancer, making it very hard to talk and impossible to eat. Her sister turned blind and was told by doctors that she wouldn't make it due to cancer more often than once. All the while one thing stayed constant. She kept producing wonders like these. Honestly, she would probably have more reason to hate the world than most of us. And yet, when I asked her, what would you say if you have to give a definition of art? She said that her art was her way to show people the beauty of the world as it comes right down to her soul.
For me, my vision of art is beauty.
Beauty.
Yeah. For me, that's what I try to show in my art, because it's the beauty of the soul. If I was sad, I will submit it as exactly how it is in nature. And when I paint, I don't paint from my imagination. I paint from what I see. I look and I paint.
Then next I showed her how these AI image generators really work. It got trained by all the other pictures that were uploaded on the internet, so that it now knows what is apple tree, and it just generates this, and it's like you have this, with no process or nothing, just finished. Like that.
But it's not a picture, it's not a painting.
Yeah.
See?
It's just something generated. Yeah. And
it's not a painting.
Yeah.
That I will never do a painting.
You would never do. So what would you do differently from what this AI does?
It's so that in the nurse family,
Yeah.
that's
Does you feel like you look at it and it's pretty, but it's like it's soulless. There's nothing behind
No,
it.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
Because picture versus real. And this one, I started to do the beauty of the fish, of her smelling in the rooms. So everything that I do is
So, when you look at this painting again now, is there not a much bigger sense of awe? A sense that this is now not just anymore a nice painting of her mother, but truly a real piece of art. So basically it's the suffering, or at least the process of making the art that actually makes art art. And guess what gets removed when you simply use AI to generate a picture? The suffering. The process, the entire story of how the art became art is removed. And now it's just a picture. Pretty, definitely, yes, but hollow. Everything that would make it art has been sucked from it. The entire value of the picture is now that it's pretty. But guess what? There's a lot of pretty in this world. There's not a lot of real stories. Also, quick side note or end note or whatever. There's obviously levels to this. I'm not saying that every artist is battling cancer or fighting blindness or whatever, but I do think that every artist at least experiences the suffering, as in like the frustration of having to make something and it's not working, and the failure of trying it a million times and it doesn't come out well, doing it again and again and again and doubting yourself, thinking, is this even worth trying? That entire process, that obviously totally counts as well. I'm not saying that you have to have cancer to be a real artist. And even just the term real artist kind of annoys me. I like, do whatever you want. This is just my opinion. I think that the process of making it is what makes the art, which is why AI will not be able to replace it, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of good use for AI. Like, I'm not at all against AI in general. There's many people that are doing really, really cool things using AI. I'm just saying this type of type something in, images here, to me that's not the real art. I hope you understood that in this video. I hope I made that part clear. Alright, go make some art.